Welcome to Behind Olivia O. Today we have the pleasure of chatting with cast member Kevin Forster, who is portraying the role of Guy Madden in the Toronto Fringe Festival production of Olivia O, the musical. Hi, Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Allison?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so
Of
excited to have
course.
you.
Yeah.
So, to start us off, could you share a little bit about yourself and your background in theater?
Yes. Where do I begin? I went to theater school in Toronto. I went to TMU. Since then, I've done shows kind of all over Canada. That's correct. Um, uh, Traveling, doing shows in Toronto, kind of spanning musicals, doing TYA, doing clown, sketch comedy, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Let's go multi-hyphenate. You've done it all. You've worn all the hats. Oh. So, when did you first really fall in love with theater and what inspired you to become a performer?
So honestly, this is not, I think, the typical way that this happens. Most people's parents are like, go into medicine or go into accounting. My parents said, Kevin, uh, we think you're a performer. We think you would love going into theater. And I originally said, no, no way. I don't want to. That's not my bag. I wanted to go into like computer science or something, and they said, "Kevin, we think you should try it." So they put me into into an arts school, and they said, "Just go for 1 year." And I said, "Okay, I'll go for 1 year," and I loved it. Um, and I, kind of didn't know that theater was the way to go. Was it theater? Was it some other kind of performing arts? But in high school, I saw Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf at Soul Pepper.
So good.
So good, right?
So good.
And so I fell in love at that point. I was like, oh my gosh, this show is incredible. The actors are incredible. The set was incredible. Everything about it, the story was. I was like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
So that's when I was bit.
Yeah, I always say being bit by the theater bug is the greatest gift a person can get. And I mean,
Yeah,
that support system that you have, like that support system is the root of everything in our industry. And the fact that your parents were like, just go for it, like I just
I
think
know.
that's the most incredible thing.
I know. And I feel like it's so rare too. Like I said, I feel like so
Yeah.
many people are like, their parents are like, you need to make money or you need to
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I'm very, very lucky. Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
So what about Olivia O made you say, I want to be part of this? Why did you feel the need to be part of telling this important story?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think it's very prevalent. We see what's happening with our kind of neighbors to the south, and kind of we see that in this story. And I think it's important to share. It's not something that is exclusive to where the story takes place. I think it can happen and does happen all over the place. So I think it's important that we share it.
Yeah, I think it's so scary that our story is so timely, but I
Mm.
also think what we're doing as performers is so special because for the people that are oblivious to the story, like you said, it may not be happening here, it's happening south of us, but it is affecting people and we are all one. And I think it's so special that we get to tell this story for the people that might not realize what's going on as kind of a wake-up call as to how can we help our neighbors and what can we do to better our world.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know people. Maybe this is a for a later on point in our interview, but I know people that are in Texas that are Spanish in Texas, that and not from Guatemala but from Mexico, and very concerned about they don't know what if their family is okay or what the world will look like for them. So it's yeah.
Yeah, I always bring it back to the finale of Olivia O being entitled Weave the World. And like I was saying, like it's our job as performers to weave the world, even if we're not going through it. People that we know and we care for, or people that we might know and care for, they might know people that are going
Absolutely.
through it. And it's our job to tell their story and be a voice for the voiceless when they can't tell their own stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. And what are you most looking forward to about portraying Guy in Olivia O? Shout out my favorite character in the show.
Shout out everyone's favorite character.
Literally.
All your interviews, everyone said, "Yeah, my favorite character is Guy." Um, I think Guy and I are we have similarities. We have similar intricacies.
Yeah.
Um, you know, he's kind. He means well. He can be a little awkward. Doesn't necessarily always want to ruffle feathers. Um, but yeah, I just think I'm excited to kind of dip my toes into it and see what of myself I can bring to Guy, um, and yeah, just be as truthful as I can for this character.
Yeah, my favorite part about getting to be an actor is getting to play pretend, but also step into the shoes of those characters that you relate to so much. Like, there's nothing like getting handed a script and being like, okay, you're playing this part, and you read through it and you're like, this character is me. And I
Yeah,
think it's so special to see how like you evolve from the character and how the character evolves from you. I just think it's so special to get to play someone that you're very similar to.
yeah, it's fun. It's nice stepping into it and kind of take some of the pressure off too. You know, when you
Yeah, definitely.
when it is closer to who you are, you're like, oh yeah, oh this feels right. You know.
Yeah, and what do you hope that people will understand or relate to about Guy?
Hmm. Well, I think he is easy to relate to. I think he is
Yeah.
kind of the every person. Um, and I mean, his name is Guy.
Yeah.
You know, and he even says at one point, I think someone asked him about his name. He says, "Guy." That's it. It's simple. And
Yep.
like that's not to downplay the depth of who he is.
Yeah.
But I think there are parts to Guy that we can all relate to. You
Yeah.
know, like I said, he wants to help, doesn't necessarily know how to help. He is making noise, but doesn't want to make too much noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's lots of bits that all of us can kind of latch onto.
Definitely. I'm so excited to get to watch you step into his shoes. I'm so ready. And what excites you most about performing at the Toronto Fringe Festival? Because this is what, your fourth, fifth festival? You're
Yes,
back.
yes, that's right. I love the Fringe. I have, yeah, it's been I guess four Toronto Fringes that I've been a
Mhm.
part of, um, and uh, and I love the community. I love the Fringe tent and the patio is obviously so much fun. Um, just the atmosphere at the Fringe is very exciting. This idea of like how many shows can we get in today, and then tomorrow we've got this schedule, and you're just like building this community. There's people that maybe you don't see throughout the year as frequently, but you see them at the Fringe, and you're instantly best buds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just the support that comes from Fringe is I don't know. The energy is just so it fuels me. It gets me excited every year.
Yeah, and I mean, theater people are the absolute best people. And the thing too that I love about being in theater is that you're always working within like 4 or 5 blocks within each other in the theater district, literally wherever in the world you go, you're in that little district.
Yeah.
And having the Fringe be like in the span of like a week and a bit, we have time to do our own show and go support other shows. And I think it's just so special that that community that comes out of that. So I'm really excited to get to do our show and then as a cast go see other shows. I think it's going to be really special and it's going to be an amazingly crazy schedule, but it's going to be such a great experience. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. And when you think about audiences at the Fringe seeing Olivia O, what are you most excited for them to experience?
Um, that's a good question. Um, okay, obviously, the story I think is very important.
Yeah.
I think what's unique about this show, which I don't think we see, or at least I don't see very often, is the specific theatricality of this show.
Mm.
You know, obviously, obviously, you know, and this is again not downplaying shows that are three walls and realistic and whatnot. But we're in a theater. I think it's beautiful when shows make use of that and play into the fact that this is a theater. What can we do with the theatricality, with the space, to help tell this story and to help the audience connect with these characters and connect with the story, which I think Olivia O actually does really, really well.
Yeah, and I think there's absolutely nothing like it, especially when it is a show that touches on social justice and using theater as a medium for social justice. When it's done in a theater and you get to see these horrific events happening before your own two eyes right in front of you, there's quite nothing like an experience like that. And I always say that theater is the most beautiful way to tell a story because it's happening right in front of you and you feel it. And I
Yeah,
mean, like, my mantra with theater is that some shows you see and some shows you feel. And this show is something that you feel. And when it's happening on a stage right in front of you, it really gets to you and it stays with you long after the curtain closes. And I can think I can speak for all of us as a cast and a creative team when I say that that's what we want. We want it to stick with you long after the show closes and kind of just be like a wake up call to smell the coffee and weave the world, as we say.
yeah, like it's so easy. In film, it's so easy to, the screen is in front of you. There's a
Yeah.
buffer. The camera is a buffer, whereas in theater, like you said, you're right there. These are actual people that you're seeing right there. Tell this story. Yeah,
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback off that, I think it's special for us too, as the people on stage. Like, we can see their reactions and we can hear their laughing and we can see the tears streaming down from their eyes. Where in film, even though it's equally as special, that's something you don't see. Like, the actors don't get to see the like receivement and like the response from their audience. And I think that's something extra special for us too as performers to get to see how people take in our show and take in the hard work that we put into what you're seeing on stage.
totally.
Yeah. So you touched on it a little bit, but how has being part of Olivia O inspired you as a performer?
Yeah, I mean, so I do know a couple of the cast members
Yeah.
uh, going into this, which is always so fun for me. I love working
Yeah.
with people I know, but I equally love working with new people. I learn so much every time I'm with new folks.
Mhm.
Um, so that is something that I'm super excited to be exploring and very inspired about. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think we mentioned this earlier, but the story itself
Mhm.
is these are real issues, right? Real people that these are happening to, um, and so I think I'm inspired to kind of uh, be a part of a show that gets to share that story instead of just, oh, I think it's easy to, you read something online and yeah, maybe it affects you, but that's it. It passes you by, and or you see something on social media and then you scroll past.
Yeah.
I think it's so easy to do that. So I think being able to actively share this story is really inspiring to me.
Yeah, and I relate so much to what you said, and it pains me so much because I feel like we've seen lately in our world that like it doesn't affect you when you don't have skin in the game, like you said. Like, if it doesn't affect you firsthand, you see the post and you're like, "Oh, that's really upsetting," and you scroll past it and you kind of forget about it. But I think when you sit in the audience and you watch a story like this unfold, even though Olivia is not a real person and it's not a true story, but it's
Mhm.
based off of true events and based off of things that real people went through. I think
Yeah.
it really sticks with you when you see it with your own two eyes and you're sitting there in a theater. And yeah, it might make you a little bit uncomfortable, but that's great because it sticks with you. And that feeling of that uncomfortable tension that you get from watching the show, even though you'll laugh, you'll cry, it's truly a beautiful show. That's something that you can't really like scroll away from on your phone. So I think that that's also going to be a beautiful experience for our audience as much as it will be for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what does being part of this show mean to you personally? Because I know you said you know people in Texas and have that connection.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, exactly. Like you said, I do know some people who are very much affected
Hmm.
by what is going on down in the States right now. Um, I have friends who have family in Texas, um, who are originally from Mexico, and who this is real, right? This is what their reality is. Um, so it's scary, and even if you don't, someone who knows someone, or
Yeah.
someone whose parents, or someone who's educator, or who's, you know what I mean. Everyone
Yeah.
is
Everyone knows
connected to this.
someone. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of that, what's something that you hope the audience will take away from this story, whether it's a life lesson or a motto, something that you hope that they'll carry with them after the curtain closes as they exit the theater?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I think we've said it already, but like this isn't something to just like you can't just like turn your eye away from. This is real. This is what our world is right now, um, and there are tons. This is yes, this is Olivia's story,
Mhm.
but there are tons more stories exactly like this. I think it's important to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, if you could sum up the show in one word, what word would it be and why?
That is a hard question. In one word, huh? Oh, that's so tricky because there are so many layers to this show. There's well, can I say that? Can I say multi-layered?
I love that. I love that.
Am I cheating by saying that?
No, not at all.
Like there's we get so much. We get Olivia's story. We get Guy's story. We get Isabel, and we get Gloria, and um, and even we even get parts of like Olivia's dad, even though we don't actually see him.
Yeah.
He's there. He's a part of it, right? There's
Yeah.
so much going on in this show. Um, yeah, so I'll say multi-layered is my word.
I love where you went with that. That was so unique. That was great. That was great. Thank you
that's
so
my
much.
that's my cop out, not cop out answer.
No, no, that was amazing. That was not combat at all. That was so good. Oh, thank you so much, Kevin, for being here and for the passion and care that you bring to Olivia O. And thank you to everyone for tuning into Behind Olivia O. We can't wait for you to experience the show, and we'll see you at the 2026 Toronto Fringe Festival.
Oh
Bye,
yeah, see you
everyone.
at the Fringe.